Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned into the Sophisticated Hour, where we hope to have things in sensible order, and with me not, sounding like a tiny chipmunk. It's like, MJ, we can't hear you. Turn your voice up. Now imagine Oni as a chipmunk.
Okay, we don't need those nightmares, thank you.
Hey there, Lydia.
Why am I just getting an image of Fummy the squirrel?
Bastard! Squirrel! Vengeance is mine! Oh wait, that's Stewie. Oh no, is Stewie. Oh no. That he'd enjoy that way too much. Yes, victory is mine! Daniel! Right, we don't have Raiden as of yet. I can only presume he's to be fair, he did say he was taking a little bit of a leave from Discord. We won't go into reasons why, folks. Let's just say personal stuff. Not going to get into it.
IRL.
Yes. We are going to start off with news I kind of suspected would happen. Courtesy... Oh, Raiden is just about to join us.
Hooray!
Okay.
This first piece of news comes from WeGotThisCovered.com, and evidently Warner Brothers is reportedly developing a Michael Keaton Batman solo project.
Okay.
Oh my.
Not now, Takai. There have been plenty of Batmans over the years. Oh wait, I am being too much Takai there. Anyway, there have been plenty of Batmans over the years, but one of the most iconic and beloved has been Michael Keaton's Batman. Yes, that is true. Who appeared in the 1989 titular film. While we were aware of the star reprising his role for the upcoming Flash movie, according to a new report, DC has bigger plans for Keaton's Batman going forward. Batman Beyond, Batman Beyond, Batman Beyond, Batman Beyond!
Yes, please.
Please.
Pretty please.
According to a report by Giant Freaking Robot, DC is currently developing a solo project for Keaton's Batman more than 30 years after the actor first stepped into the role. Their source couldn't reveal to them any details about what this film would look like or how it would fit into the greater DC extended universe, meaning the project is likely in its infancy. More information from that Giant Freaking Robot included Keaton signing a multiple picture deal with Warner Bros. To make several appearances in the DC universe's future films. While we know he has already completed filming for his part for The Flash, will be appearing in HBO's Max's Batgirl. Oh yeah, heard about a thing with that version of Catwoman. We're not allowed to call her attractive.
Excuse me?
Yes, I had the exact same reaction.
Wait.
I'm still gonna call you hot. Don't.
I'll get that to in a minute, Raiden. Hi, by the way. Which is expected to launch in 2022. A timeline for Keaton's solo film isn't clear at this point. DC has big plans for the character of Batman, it would seem, even outside of their DC Extended Universe, with the Batman set to launch next year, boasting a completely separate narrative starring Robert Pattinson. The movie, the more Batman the better. Well, we thought that with Batman and Robin, but we all know how well that panned out.
It was the 90s, man.
I know. And to see an iconic star return to the role later in his career will be quite an interesting dynamic. What a solo film will look like for Keaton will become clearer once we finally see his character appear again in The Flash during 2022. And like I said, this news comes to us from We Got This Covered. Hi Gwen. I'm just gonna actually check my settings in studio a second. Wait. Yes, Yeti microphone is enabled, so there's no wrong there. Gwen, usual question. Am I coming through okay, and am I loud enough? Because it's not SKL if we don't have technicalities. And it's not SKL if Raider doesn't smile at only having misfortunes. Like, as I did a stream on Twitch, early Thursday morning, Oni and I went for a best of 5 series in which he won the WWE title, but it was the John Cena version.
Oh boy.
My custom wrestler defeated him for the undisputed WWE Championship, and Raiden was doing cartwheels, jumping jacks, and kip-ups. I was bursting out laughing because Oni came out to either The Miz is Awesome, or he came out with... No, I haven't seen that yet, Dan. Hi, by the way. Or he came out with either Eva Marie, Stephanie McMahon, or Nikki Bella as his manager.
Oh god! I saw the Nikki Bella when I died laughing.
Yeah, and she was... He was coming out to Big Cass and Enzo Amore's entrance, where Oni was posing as Enzo and Nikki Bella was doing Big Cass's movements.
Oh no!
How would that even work?
And I couldn't find anything that would, where Lillian would say Oni or Rikaku, so Oni comes out as the redneck.
Oh my god, no!
Oh dear.
Yeah, Raiden saw 2 of the matches. He posted a couple of interesting bits and pieces where he posted videos of people in a recording studio just losing it. Right, Dan, because you know that it's an ongoing thing with SKL having technical issues. Am I coming through loud enough on the microphone? Yes or no? Because I've toned the music down, like Gwyn asked. I just need to know if I'm coming through louder. No, I don't need to turn up the gain on the microphone. I think the microphone's fine. I mean, Lids, is the microphone coming through quiet or regular volume?
I got regular volume from you, so...
Okay. So, Dan, like I say, Dan, need you to respond quickly. He says we're fine. Oh, thank you very much.
Good.
But back to brass taxes. I'm absolutely ecstatic that we're going to get another Bat Keat or Keaton Batman or Keaton Man, whichever your preference. We don't know yet how the Flash is going to be, but from what interviews that Michael Keaton has been giving, whether it be on Jimmy Kimmel or various YouTube movie review outlets, he said it was like riding a bike. He hasn't missed a beat, but he says they have not improved the comfort of the costume whatsoever, because it was difficult for him when he did the first movie, and then when he did. To be fair, I think one of the few reprising aspects of Batman Returns that I think a lot of people can agree with is the costume was a lot more refined and a lot more, not necessarily detailed. I mean, the costume for how it was in '89 looked fine, but because the '92 movie had more of an Art Deco look, and the cowl actually looked like it was hugging the face rather than just this sort of baggy latex look, which I don't know if that was even possible. It'd be interesting to see what kind of look we're getting. We do know this much, though, from what set photos have been leaked. We not only have an evolved look of the Batcave from his series, but the Burton-mobile returns.
Yes.
Now that, for me, when I think the Batmobile, that's the first car I think of. I mean, for a lot of kids growing up, it was the Adam West car, and here's the thing. even though that car is coming up for 60 plus, for 60 years, I don't say the car's dated, I'd say that car's timeless. Because it wasn't trying to fit any set specific look. It's the same thing with the Bertamobile, or even the car that was used in the first couple of seasons of the animated series. It's got a very timeless look. Whereas I could see what they were trying to do with Val Kilmer's car, but I don't know.
It was basically a glorified looking glorified toy.
It was.
So
I mean, also say what you will about Batman and Robin. At least the Batmobile looks better than what Batman Forever had.
yes.
And I used to have the remote control toy back in the day.
So, like I say, and we're getting long-winded with this, I'm absolutely ecstatic that he's going to be back. If he does end up doing another movie as Bats, I mean, let's see, how many has Affleck done? So we've done Batman v Superman, we've got... No, if Keaton does another Bat project, he will have done more Batman movies as a live actor than Christian Bale. Because if Keats had stuck around in what they refer to as the anthology series, he would have done the most amount of appearances, but he heard what they were doing for Batman Forever, where it was going to be lightened up, and as soon as he heard there was bat nipples on the costume, he says, "Nope, I'm out."
In the future, I know we're going long-winded, but I would definitely like to show. Okay, in Channel Awesome, they have a series called Fanscription, and they did their version of what would Batman Forever would look like if Keaton stayed on and Billy D. Williams would still be Harvey Dent. They did the same thing for Batman Returns, so I definitely want to show you guys that because I feel like that would have been a better version of what those two movies. So I'll definitely save that for next month.
Yeah, they also did. I believe they did. What if Harley Quinn was in the Burton and the Dark Knight trilogies? I'm like, yay.
I want out.
Well, there was that one rumor going around for either Batman Triumphant or Batman Unleashed, where two of the in that the major villain would have been Jonathan Crane as the Scarecrow. It's just in Batman Triumphant, he would have been played by Nick Cage, and I could have seen him enjoying that way too much, given how Nick Cage likes to go acting. And in Batman...
Well, of course, it's Nick Cage.
Yeah, and of course in Batman Unchained, Scarecrow would have been played by, I think it would have been Coolio.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. But in, I think, Batman Triumphant, we would have seen Harley Quinn debut as the Joker's daughter, and if you remember from my retrospective of Batman Begins, it's rumored that she would have been played by Madonna, and my simple reaction to that was, no.
No, please, no.
How would that even work?
I mean, here's the thing. Madonna's acting range is in a similar vernacular to that of Megan Fox. If you give her the right material to work with that complements her acting, or there a lack of, then it complements what what they have to work with. The problem is with Madonna, she walks onto a set thinking she's a Kim Basinger, she's a Michelle Pfeiffer, a Nicole Kidman. Honey, you couldn't even be Courtney Stodden.
Ooh.
Even I know who that is.
Don't put it on me, girl.
There was also the time that she talked about herself when she was supposed to be talking about Aretha Franklin after she passed, but during the VMA she was talking about herself.
Oh God.
This sounds oddly familiar. I will not say this aloud. Because we try not to start drama on here, but remember when that happened?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, wait a minute. I think your brother talked about that one.
So did Razor Fist and Asa. Then again, Razor and Asa, they have no filter, and we love them for it. Long-winded. Really need to get back on track. We'll love to see what Keaton does back as Batman, and just to hear the iconic line from him again, and Bale, this is how it's done. I'm Batman. Cut, print, Oscar worthy. Here is your Oscar for all your Batman appearances. Oh. Adjust his bow tie. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Christian Bale, you get a Razzie. I'm Batman. Yes, of course you are. Lids. Thoughts on a solo Batman project being lined up for Keaton post Flash 2022?
I think it could be interesting. It's again, I was kind of expecting him to come back. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I don't know whether or not this is gonna take place in the Flashpoint universe or whatnot. I don't know. Could be fun. It would be nice to see him in the iconic suit again, either maybe a little revamped, or I don't know what they're gonna do with him in the Flash movie, but again, I'm very intrigued. I'm like, I would love to see what he does basically back in the saddle, and seeing what characters could come back, because again, it's implied that Selina Kyle's still alive, and the Penguin and the Joker are dead, so what other villains could they bring in? I could definitely see that. Could be fun. Just word of the wise, keep the Madonna from any projects ever. Just put a wall there. No, we don't need that. No.
Here's the thing. If we were talking Madonna circa 1994, maybe. Current Madonna, good Lord above, no.
Oh no, Dick Tracy Madonna, yes.
I heard she was
Swept away
good.
Madonna, no.
I did hear she was actually good as Breathless Mahoney. Never saw her performance, but I did hear she was good.
But yeah, Swept Away Madonna can stay far away from that movie. Thank you very much. No.
Imagine that. Imagine that just walks in. Oh hi, I'm Madonna, and you're Raiden. Hello. It's like, get away, get away.
Oh shit. Yeah. But yeah, it could be fun. And it's again, for me, like everything else that news like this drops, it's wait and see. I'll see what happens.
Or as our resident Lena Inverse likes to say, the proof in the pudding is in the eating.
Indeed.
To our own Dark Knight, Sir Stephen, your thoughts?
I'm very much with Lids with this. Wait and see. Although I would find it interesting if they go the Batman Beyond route at some point.
Needs to happen.
Although one character I would love to see return, and I'm sure you may agree with me with this, is Michelle Pfeiffer as Selina Kyle.
Yes.
Yes.
Because she did a video, I think it was last year, where she still proves that she's still good with a whip. Because I think
I just love that line from her in the movie where she goes, I don't know whether to open fire or to fall. Oh, you boys, confusing your pistols with your privates. I'm like, oh, I like you.
Not to mention in that scene where she ends up playing around with the whip in the shop, she did that all in one take, flawlessly.
Wow.
Wow.
There's one line, I don't know why I like to use this line, but I get some people trying to be snarky with me sometimes. And then he goes, "Oh, he's like, are you gonna come at me, bro?" And I just simply go, "I wouldn't touch you to scratch you." I don't know why. I just love that line from her. I mean, I know this comes across as punish, but she really does get, literally and figuratively, too catty in that role, because she is literally a cat in a human suit. Because, you know, the way she just acts so coy, and the way she can be sort of misleading, you're sort of like, hang on, it's like, you're making me uncomfortable. I don't know if you're being genuine or if you're just teasing. It's just like, you know, it's that sort of look like, you will never know. And it's like, don't do that.
But seriously, Warner Brothers, give Michelle Pfeiffer a call.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And with regards to what we mentioned as Raiden was appearing in, because apparently Warner Brothers have greenlit a Catwoman solo series. I think it might be on the CW. And
Oh God!
and apparently the actress has said to fans, "Don't call me attractive." It's like, honey, if I think you look hot, I'm gonna call you hot. And I've seen these still photos. She's hot.
Listen. Don't be like Ruby Rose. Just don't be like Ruby Rose. You know when I first heard about that, "Don't call me attracted." I'm reminded of the goddamn trailer of Batman the first time. Like, it says, and I think one dude's like, the suit is perfect. Oh, it will be once it fits a woman. And I'm like, bruh.
Oh, that bothered me so much. I'm like, really?
We're going there.
Yeah. I mean, perfect way is like, this is practically perfect. Oh, well, once it fits me. It shows like, okay, you're cocky in there, you're a little cocky, like, okay, I'm ready to do this. Oh, we said, what's the fifth one? That's when I'm like, nah, that's called an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And also, that's misandry.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Also, not to mention the music was like, I am a woman. I'm like, really? Oh, I'm like, now you're just making me hate the show more, and it's not even out. And now it's out.
Let's not forget the fact that, like, Batwoman's become a complete dumpster fire even after Ruby Rose left.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
Oh no.
Yeah. I have seen Jay Longbone's reactions, and yeah, the shit that was plaguing the last season. Oh yeah. Oh, that shit was horrible. That shit's horrible.
I'm just reading a couple of comments from Dan before we get to Raiden. Dan says, speaking of Michael Keaton Batman, any thoughts on the recent Batman 89 comic miniseries? I'm glad that they've actually finally gone ahead with that, yet to read it. For me, it was the 92 animated series Batmobile. I actually prefer the Batman Forever Batmobile over the Batmobile from Batman and Robin. Dude, speaking of Batman Triumphant, did you know that Bret Hart was considered for the role of Bats? Ooh,
Whoa!
Okay, here's the thing. I'm now imagining, right, here's the scene. It's in the Batcave from 1992. Suddenly, Bret Hart's former WWE theme before he left in 97, not the over-the-top rock version they gave him in 2010. It's not for me. I personally don't like it. I prefer the one he left with because it was much more dramatic. Now imagine you hear that huge guitar riff, and then the drawbridge comes down and he starts walking out, you know, and it's like, I can picture that. No. I can picture that. And Batman goes, I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there'll ever be. By Kaiju Noir's comic. That'd be like a cool Photoshop of Keaton holding up Kaiju Noir's comic book. Whoever's listening, make a Photoshop of that. He goes, weird idea. What if the same multiverse shenanigans that brought Alfred Molina's Doc Ock back to life also brought Nicholson's Joker back to life? Current Jack Nicholson playing Joker, oh sweet lord, the ham. The ham.
That would be weird.
Yes.
And there's Win hearing about this, cartwheels, and she's listening thinking, okay, I do not sound like that. And as we're like, yes you do. Win, I love you, seriously, but you do kind of go to the E places, not the re. By the way, you do that way too well.
Oh. Yeah.
And Dan finally ends with, since when is calling someone attractive considered a bad thing? It's the Twitter generation, go figure. Yeah.
I would just say it was the internet in general, but
True.
what do I know?
No. And last, but never least, a Batman in his own right. Raiden, your thoughts on Keaton being given his own Bat solo project after The Flash?
I mean, hey, I respect it. Like, over the years, I definitely respected Keaton's Batman, especially how he played Bruce Wayne, because before that, you know, Bruce Wayne didn't really have a character aside from, you know, the Adam West style Batman. So it was cool to see a different version, and since then his version was used for so many incarnations of Batman, starting with the animated series. So hey, I'm down. Like, anything Batman related, I'll definitely check out, especially after watching a little bit of the Long Halloween animated movie.
Is that any good?
Honestly, I'm not done yet. I'm like half through the first movie. Yo, it's great. It's really good.
Right, I'm gonna be looking for that later in the bargain deals.
Yeah, voice acting is definitely on point. The casting is really great. Jensen Ackles is Batman. Oh my god, he is absolutely positively perfect as that role.
Holy shit, he went from Red Hood to Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And they brought back. Go on.
Also, Josh Duhamel is Harvey Dent.
Ooh, okay.
Fergie's Bo. Okay.
Oh hell yeah.
Also, you had the late great Naya Rivera playing Selena Kyle / Catwoman.
Oh shit, I did not know that. That's awesome.
And they have probably the best animated version of Alfred Pennyworth from The Batman returning. When I heard he was coming back, I'm like, oh sweet lord, yes! He is sass and snark on tap.
Seriously, yeah. I was surprised. I could not believe that was same Alfred from the Batman.
It's just the way he just delivers, like, no doubt indeed. I'm like, I like you.
Definitely one of my favorite incarnations aside from the original from animated series, and a kind of personal favorite of mine from that CGI Batman show, Beware the Batman.
Beware the Batman.
Where he was in his 40s instead of in his 60s.
Yeah, he was played by D.B. Blanc, in the idea that he used to be like a former MI6 agent. I thought, that's an interesting take.
It's just as long as he's not Bruce Wayne's uncle.
We don't talk about that. Okay. Going from lovely to we kind of saw this coming. USA Network response to WWE NXT 2.0 ratings decline. I wonder why.
He's funny.
Oh, I bet it's a good time to get away from NXT back then.
The first episode of WWE's rebooted version of NXT, now dubbed NXT 2.0, drew in an average viewership of... Right. I want you to keep this little nugget in your head for a minute. Some of the best ratings for Raw in the late 90s to the early 2000s, some of them would draw in 7 to 8 million a week. NXT viewership of September 14, 717,000.
Damn.
Oh, Jesus.
Unfortunately, the show drew in 632 fans this week, the second smallest audience this show has been on USA since moving to Tuesdays back in April. Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, I wonder where he got that idea from, then pointed out the median age of viewers watching the show was 62, the oldest for any WWE program in quite a while. This isn't ideal for a program that, according to Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men podcast, is trying to attract a younger audience. You want to attract... Hey, Vinny, here is sound, constructive, helpful advice free of charge. Get out of the creative and let people write this who actually understand what the hell they're doing. Just saying. And also make Raiden your creative writer for NXT's Cruiserweight division. He knows shit. He knows how it works, and I don't know, put Awesome Lydia in charge of the women's division.
I can probably fix that for starters.
Yeah.
I would find out what the fuck are they doing with Mandy Rose?
Oh my god.
Why? Don't get me wrong. I like that Mandy's like freaking finally doing something, but turning her into a Trish Stratus clone is not helping.
Also, you beat Ember Moon? Like, really?
Oh, fuck no!
That makes me
you-
wonder.
sorry?
If Oni was given a section of WWE to write for, what would it be?
Raw.
Mm,
Oni's biggest hang-up in WWE, I don't know what his personal issue is with SmackDown. I personally think SmackDown's the better show to watch, but that's my personal viewpoint. He's always hung up on Raw, and I'm just like, well, okay, here's the keys to the car. Go do something with it. And no, you cannot put monster wheels in it and turn it into a pickup truck. Damn it! What if I go buy my own? No, Awesome Lydia has jurisdiction over your spin. What? That's right. There's Liz like waving the keys on her finger like, no monster truck for you.
Ha! I've just seen what Dan's written in the comments.
What's he written? Triple H, I've lost control of my brand. The current situation of NXT reminds me of Stu Pickles' chocolate pudding meme. Ouch.
Oh no!
Spoken to a source this morning regarding NXT's direction and what the expectations are, Zarian tweeted, quoting a source from USA Network, "This is all to bring a new, younger viewer who is connected with pop culture and trend." There's your biggest problem. You're trying to appeal to... You're trying to be a trend follower rather than be a trend setter. At least with Triple H in charge, he had a formula and he stuck to it. Needless to say, the demo numbers are disappointing, but we are hopeful this is just a bump in the road. With WWE, that's not a... With Vince McMahon in charge of creative, that's not a bump. That's an entire highway littered with potholes, probably left by Godzilla.
Drink.
Yep. Sean Ross Sapp, that's a mouthful, recently posted a report on Fightful Select, which Zarian helped contribute to, stating USA Network officials reacted positively towards NXT 2.0's new direction. What were you drinking? Actually, I don't want to know. Especially regarding the debut episode, the changes have included a complete different presentation from inside the WWE Performance Center and an increased focus on wrestlers trained at the PC over wrestlers who built their names on the independent circuit. WWE President Nick Khan discussed NXT's changes during SummerSlam weekend while speaking with Ariel Helwani, we're doing a complete revamp on NXT led by Triple H, who is really one of the architects of the original NXT. What we found is part of why we did the tryout yesterday. We want to make sure it's easy for folks who want to be WWE superstars is figuring out how to become WWE superstars. In terms of an NXT rebrand, look for it in the next couple of weeks. It's going to have a whole new look, it's going to have a whole new feel, and we believe because of a lot of indie wrestlers, if you will, have come through our system and are in our system with SmackDown and Raw now, we don't want to just keep doing the same thing. We want to look elsewhere for great young talent. Okay, that part don't have an issue with because you always have to look to the future. But let's be fair with NXT 2.0, and some may get offended by this, and if you do, that's fine. But this thing's dead on arrival. This thing is not going to succeed. I mean, when your viewer numbers are drawing on par or slightly better than Impact, you have problems. And the fact that a WWE product is drawing less than 1 million, which their batting average these days is a million to 2 million. I'm speaking to you directly here, Vinny. Please retire. Please, with whatever sanity and integrity, I'm saying that in loose quotations, because we know some of your choices, like you apparently were going to fire Lita if she didn't agree to the whole celebration in 2006, and even your golden boy Cena said, hey, don't do this. Even Edge was saying, hey, don't do this. Vinny, I respect and admire everything that you have done as a entrepreneur and turning the WWE into a billion-dollar global conglomerate. But I think you need to take this time to walk away before you're told to walk away, and that time is coming soon. You're past it. Age has got nothing to do with it. I've said this multiple times in the past. Look at the late Stan Lee. In his early to mid-90s, before he passed away, he was still moving with the times and churning out decent creativity. What have you done in the last 15 years that's been decent? And don't say the XFL, because that thing was a flop the moment you decided to do it. Dan, don't give him Dan, don't encourage that. I'm not saying that it should or shouldn't. I'm just saying don't fuel that. I'm not reading out what he typed out. You can read it, to yourself if you want to, but I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot flagpole.
I think we've heard too much of that already.
Yes, even Liz has said that movement is dead. So, yeah, Vinny, just hang up, the jacket or whatever the equivalent is of wrestling boots in entrepreneurship. Please hang it up. You're done. You're past it.
Time has come to pass the torch.
Yeah, actually pass it to Triple H. He actually knows what the fans want.
I'm gonna slightly disagree on that.
That's fine. But, answer me this. In charge of NXT, who would you rather have, Vinny or Triple H?
I say neither.
Alright. I'm not surprised in the slightest that this is happening. I've not watched any episodes of the new rebranding, but from what Lids and Raiden have said in particular, it's worse than we thought.
It's pretty bad.
So, yeah. Too long, didn't listen. Not surprised in the slightest. Lids, you may do as you wish.
Well, NXT 2.0 is failing. From what I've been seeing, I'm not surprised. Because first of all, you're trying to be edgy by saying more swear words. What are you, 12 years old on the playground thinking, oh, I'm gonna say a swear and get in trouble. I'm so cool. No, that's not how that works. You're cool by putting out cool shit. You're not cool by saying, oh, I'm gonna say more swear words. I'm gonna put out more freaky shit. I'm gonna do more comedy. But like, I'm looking at you, freaking honeymoon segments. Let's spill the tea here. There's a reason AEW is beating you at the 18 to whatever demographic. There's a reason for that. Because they're actually trying. Actually doing something with their talent they have. There's only saying that like they don't do that much with the women's division. Women's division, it's hit or miss, and he does have his issues with Britt Baker, and I'm gonna agree to disagree with him on that. But at least AEW's trying. NXT's just trying to be edgy. And you know what, Vince? Your idea of edgy is about as dull as a butter knife. Let's be honest on that. So there's a reason that they're failing, and you need to go. Find somebody who's slightly better, but every time you find somebody that's better, you chase them out the damn door. Oh no! Your days are done. It's over. Just stop. Stop trying to be cool. Like seriously, you're like the grandpa who's saying, I want to be hip and cool with the young kids. No. What you've put out says otherwise. So stop. Just stop.
You can make the argument that those who are actually cool are being cool by not actually trying to be, and they're just being themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, coolness, likability, popularity, whatever description you choose to go with it, you know, people will say Raiden's cool because he's genuine. He's authentic. He says how he feels. Too bad if you don't like it. And he's not doing it to purposely appeal to people. He's just saying, no, this is what I think. You know? And people prefer that. They prefer authenticity. McMahon, you haven't been authentic since the early 2000s. And I'm just reading a couple of things Dan has said. I just had a disturbing immense image of Vince McMahon sleeping with Andre the Giant's singlet like it was a security blanket. Okay! Mental pictures!
No! Can we not?
Okay, Dan. I'm gonna say this nice. If you ever decide to get to Twitch as punishment, you gotta give Oni 30 bits. Because, sorry, that's bad.
Oh god.
And Dan says, Vince, I'm gonna say the N-word. Radar pops up. Say what?
He's actually done it before.
Nintendo!
It's like that awkward moment at Survivor Series 2006 where he has an exchange with Cena, who was still doing the rap gimmick at the time. He goes,
it was actually it was an 05.
Okay.
When did but Booker was walking through with his crown. I mean, I don't think he became King Booker until 06.
Right.
God.
And you know, he goes and says, "Give it up, my word." And Booker goes, "Tell me, I did not just hear that." Dan says, "I love trolling you and your friends with these comments." Yes, we noticed.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you ever decide to get signed up for Twitch, you have to give 30 bits to Oni. Sorry, because no, just no. And last, but certainly never least, Raiden, your thoughts on the disappointing viewership for NXT 2.0?
Oh, I saw that come from a mile away when they rebranded. From the shitty logo, from the shitty presentation. I will admit the scars that they're having now is pretty cool. they have Rick Steiner's son, Bronson. They got a name Braun Breaker, which is a stupid name. If anything, I will call him Bronson Steiner, but I'll admit, I've not seen NXT after they moved to USA because they just evolved into something I don't even recognize anymore. It's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. So I saw it come from a mile away, and Liz, to counter Oni, what they're doing with the women's division is actually much better than before. Omega's no longer booking. It's like because from what I heard, Cody, the Bucks, and Omega are now EVPs, and they're not like part of like booking. So now Tony Khan is now being part of all the bookings. So far, he is doing a damn good job. Because for example, there is a segment on AEW Rampage where we have Ruby Soho and Britt Baker doing promos, and oh my lord, the shit Ruby said.
I've seen those.
Yeah, the shit Ruby says, like, okay, like this is something that the streets needed because you never really had a strong female baby face like Becky did, but now it's evolved into something really bad in my honest opinion. Since she returned,
I will admit that. Yeah.
Overall, NXT 2.0, I saw that shit coming a mile away. I knew shit was going to look bad. Match-wise, I heard it's still okay, but the way it's going on, it's not looking good. I mean, it's not what it used to be. And honestly, Triple H ain't part of the original NXT. It was Dusty Rhodes before he had a timely pass. That's the way it is to me. Triple H took over. He did took it to new heights, but I feel like year after year, it just gotten pretty bad in my honest opinion, despite the best years. So, unfortunate what I saw coming, but I did see it coming on how bad it's become. So, whatever for them. I hope they do get better, but this is WWE. I have no hope on that.
Fair enough. Sticking with WWE still, Sonya Deville returning to in-ring action on SmackDown. SmackDown this week featured the next steps for a number of storylines. Perhaps the biggest shock of the night came during the latest backstage segment between Naomi and Sonya Deville. Can I just say, what they're doing with Naomi, please stop it. Just let the girl wrestle. For the third week in a row, Naomi has taken issue with Deville, who refuses to book her a match on the card since coming over from Monday Night Raw. Actually, she was still on SmackDown. She didn't get drafted to Raw. Naomi was livid and took to Deville to task again, but Deville wasn't having it, and after an insult or two, she revealed that Naomi would get an opponent next week, and surprisingly, she said it would be against her. Naomi asked why she doesn't have a match, and Deville says she didn't deserve it. Excuse me? And that she was just lucky to be there. Naomi then asked Adam Pearce, by the way, the only one who's acting with any common sense in this whole storyline as well, if she could be traded over to Monday Night Raw, but before Pearce could answer, Deville cut him off. She said she wasn't done with her, and then later revealed she had booked a match for Naomi. When Naomi asked who the match was against, Deville answered it was against her, meaning Deville will make her long-awaited return to in-ring action next week on SmackDown. Deville hasn't wrestled since losing to Mandy Rose in the Loser Leaves WWE match at SummerSlam last year. When she did return to WWE, she revealed it was not to compete in ring just yet, instead taking on a general manager role alongside Adam Pearce. She's since been in the thick of things, booking matches and trying to bring some sort of peace to the daily goings on the Blue brand, but fans are finally going to see her back in the ring. It remains to be seen if this will be a long-term storyline or a quick feud, but Deville and Naomi are staying put on SmackDown, so it could be very well a feud that slow burns and plays out later in the year or early next year in one of the bigger pay-per-views. Are you excited for Deville's long in-ring return on SmackDown? Let us know in the comments below. I'm more impressed that... Hey, Aaron. Aaron, we're looking at a whole slew of things. I'm more interested in seeing Naomi just wrestle. I mean, I've been saying this since she debuted as part of the Funkadactyls with Brodus Clay back in early 2013. The girl has natural, athletic talent in the ring. Her mic skills, and Naomi, should you ever listen to this, I'm saying this constructively, mic skills are not your strong suit. You know, Bianca Belair, she's got it down perfect. Same thing with Sasha Banks. Even Jazz, even though she cut very few promos back in the day, give her time to develop and she could actually cut very short but to the point mic skills. But then again, she had Teddy Long as her mouthpiece, and Teddy Long is easily one of the best mouthpieces and managers the business has ever seen. Some of the stuff that he would come out with when he was managing her, Rodney Mack, and then Christopher Nowinski, some of the stuff actually became meme-worthy, and I would know this because I would hear my brother at one point spending at least 3 hours making audio MP3 memes with Teddy Long responding with whatever he was saying at the time. Don't go bothering my brother with that because he doesn't like old stuff being brought up, even though said old stuff is funny. I mean, anyone remember Proud Vegeta?
Oh no!
Oh, man. That's so.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
But
But
yeah,
fair enough.
So, glad Naomi's going to be wrestling, considering former two-time SmackDown Women's Champion and the winner of the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royale. Yeah, that's... don't get me wrong. The trophy name is bland in its own right, but considering what it was before... Yeah. And as for Sonya Deville... has anyone actually missed her in ring?
Hit or miss with me, to be honest.
As a character, she's entertaining to watch, but I think she needs to be taken down a peg or two. That's just my thoughts. I'm just more...
Yeah, if they don't, to be honest, if they don't take her down, it's gonna be like Stephanie McMahon all over again. No comeuppance whatsoever.
As you refer to as Lord Freezer.
Lord Freezer. Freezer.
So yeah, I'm just looking more forward to Naomi returning because the story is it's pandered out too long, and it's just insulting to someone like Naomi who, like I say, her credentials speak for herself. I mean, that's it. Lid, your thoughts?
Again, with Sonya, I'm hit or miss. She's honestly a lot better as an authority figure, but she does, I will admit, does have the problem of, like, she doesn't get any comeuppance whatsoever. It's like, she doesn't get what she deserves. Maybe with her coming back to the room, she can finally get, like, what's coming to her just desserts, if you will. But again, that's the only thing that I'm enjoying about that. Like, because honestly, she's a fine competitor. It's just she wasn't my favorite, to be perfectly honest. So if I have to see her get her friggin' teeth kicked in by Naomi, I'm okay with that. But it's fine. It's like, oh, she's coming back to the ring. Neat. Moving on. Because there are much stupider things going on that I don't. This is fine. This is fine.
Raiden's thoughts?
Well, again, I ain't gonna waste your time. It's no disrespect to Naomi, no disrespect to Sonya, but I don't care. I really don't care.
Alrighty. I am going to be showing a video. It's not one of mine, but I have found a female reviewer that both Lids and Win will appreciate.
Ooh, okay.
Hang on, I copied the wrong
Now
one.
you got me curious.
How to put this? This girl has an amazing amount of snark, charisma, very witty, very funny, extremely intelligent, and the first 3 words are going to be out of Raiden's and Lid's mouths is, "How you doing?" Oh, this girl is an absolute cutie.
Ah.
I've got to sit through an
on
ad.
my fitness, and Huel helps me reach those goals in a nutrition.
Right. Let me just.
The amount of times this week I've had to do the announcements for this movie.
Right. And, she actually puts out, a disclaimer right from the get-go. It's like, this is not for children, so if kids are offended by this, like, you chose to watch it. So.
I'm at 0.
I'm at 0 as well.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play.
What's up, all my Ewoks, Tribbles, Droids, and Wookiees?
Not for
Anna,
children.
also known as that Star Wars girl. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a little review of No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie, and the last one Daniel Craig is doing, which I'm so happy about. Now, if you guys are wondering why my hair is all crazy before I get into the review, it's because it's the month of October, my birth month, and I decided I wanted to be Rogue for Halloween, so I did a whole Rogue transformation video. It is way too hot right now to wear that entire costume.
Oh, I like
so
that.
I kind of got the hairs up, and I'm like,
Interesting,
this is Rogue,
screenshot to the right of that frame.
because I was like, why would I just do Rogue for one day when I could do it the entire month? So if you guys want to go check out my whole transformation video, the link for that is in the description of this video. Go check it out because it's a fun video. But anyways, just to get into this, I wanted to give everyone a little bit of background. I've been a fan of James Bond since I was a kid. I thought he was the coolest thing ever. He was so cool, smooth, dashing, and debonair. He had the coolest gadgets. All of the women in the James Bond movies, like the Bond girls, they were all so beautiful. They looked like my Barbie dolls. They had like the best hair and the best outfits. Just everything about James Bond, from a young age, I was like, wow, this is so cool. And the movies were so fun to watch. And so, just to be blatantly clear about my bias, I don't find the Daniel Craig movies fun at all. I do not think he captures the character of Bond at all. He doesn't have the same
Fully
charisma.
agree.
This just seems like a spy movie that they use the name James Bond for. It doesn't feel like Bond to me at all. So I'm not a fan of these Daniel Craig movies. Now, in No Time to Die, this review, there is going to be spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, don't watch this video. Maybe watch it after you've seen the movie. But he fucking dies, right? He dies at the end of the movie. He just gives up. Now, this doesn't seem like, a typical Hollywood movie. I'm a girl. I've watched a lot of chick flicks. This is a fucking Nicholas Sparks chick flick movie. You know the dude that did The Notebook, Dear John, Nights in New York?
I know
it always ends up like this. A couple falls in love, but then something happens and they get spril apart. And then they reconnect because they find out the thing that kept them apart, was bullshit. So they get back together, and then something happens to keep them apart, and then one of them dies. That's literally the plot of this fucking movie. It's a Nicholas Sparks chick flick movie.
Oh my god, she's
it's like
right.
The Notebook 2.0.
Wow.
But it's if Nicholas Sparks did a spy movie. Now, the way that they were leaking information for this movie, because I don't believe for a fucking second that, if Hollywood really wanted to keep things under wraps, they could keep things under wraps. Hey, Baby Yoda was kept under wraps. Nobody found out about that
That's
shit.
true.
It's how secretive you are with your information.
I love Baby Yoda.
I think that they just want to
Grogu,
get people to
his
talk
name
about it,
was.
so they did
Okay,
the whole,
yeah.
James
Love
Bond, he's not 007 anymore. We have this other chick gonna do it, and so it was like trying to pretend like it was
No.
more woke than it actually was. Which, guys, it's not as woke as it advertised to be.
Stop saying
the reason
woke. It's
why
not
there's
gonna
a
happen.
chick being James Bond or being 007 is because he retired, so they gave the number to somebody else. It made sense. Like I didn't like it at the way that they like did it, because she was kind of a bitch at first, but then once they got to know each other, like the movie, it takes at least an hour and a half to get kind of interesting, or like it kind of like, oh, okay, this is fun. I'm watching. I'm like, all right, you know. But so their dynamic,
all those figures in
I
the
think Daniel Craig, and I'm
background,
blanking on the woman's name who's the actress of that character. They actually had good, like, I think they worked well together. The actors had good chemistry together. The best part of the movie was Anna something. Her name's like mine, except it's with one N instead of two. I spell my name with two N's if you guys couldn't guess. But she was fantastic. Out of all of the James Bond Daniel Craig movies, she's the best thing that came out of it. And she was only in this movie for like 20 minutes. This movie's like 2 hours and what, 30 something minutes. She's in this movie for like 20 minutes. She's the best fucking part of the entire movie. She's fun. Her character is smart and witty and kind of quirky. And she's a badass fucking Bond girl. Fantastic. Great performance. I have never seen her in anything at all. But now I'm a fan of her. She was great. Absolutely great Bond girl. It sucks that she was only in this movie for like 20 minutes. Absolutely fantastic job. Now, to get back to the whole plot thing. It's like a Nicholas Sparks thing. They're in love. Something happens. Breaks them up. They get back together. They're in love again. Something happens. Breaks them up. And then one of them dies. That's the premise of the entire movie. So the bad guy has history with the chick, the blonde French chick that James Bond married that they met in the last movie. All right, so her dad apparently killed the bad guy's entire family because they're bad guys. He survived somehow, and in the beginning of the movie, he kills her mom because he was expecting to find her dad there. He ends up killing the mom, and he spares her life. So he's like, you owe me. So the bad guy is obsessed with poison. So the whole big bad guy plot is that he's got this virus thing that's made up of nanobots. And what the nanobot does, he has this whole stockpile of basically everyone's DNA in the world. And so they don't really need everyone, it just needs to have your relatives. So if you get infected with these nanobots, what it does is it'll kill you within seconds, and anyone that shares your DNA, if it comes in contact with it, it's a physical touch thing, or the smoke
Isn't
out.
what happened in Winter
So
Soldier?
James Bond gets these nanobots for the bad guy from the chick, because the big bad guy wants Christoph Waltz dead. He wanted the chick to do it. James Bond touches her, gets the nanobots, accidentally kills Christoph Waltz. Finds out also
Rami
Christoph
Malek
Waltz
signed on for this
because he set up the whole big thing.
This is a
Are you
story
telling
of
me
the cult favorite,
that Bond
selling,
ripped off the
always
MCU of all things?
I got an ad. I'm at 6 minutes.
Same here.
Okay,
Hang
I got
on.
6 minutes, 9 seconds.
Same-
Hold on. I'll
Same
try to
here.
get
I'm
back.
on 6 minutes.
Alright, hold on.
Sure.
And I'm at 6 minutes. So what the fuck, you copied the MCU? Why?
I know.
At least the MCU had it more detailed than this. It feels like they just copied and pasted. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Okay, resuming in 3, 2, 1, play.
Beginning of the movie. But so it's like big thing that they're trying to press, that Q's trying to press, is if you get these nanobots, there is no way to get rid of them, and anyone that the nanobots are programmed with the DNA for, if anyone with that DNA will die. So it's like, let's say it was programmed with my DNA, but I don't come in contact with it, but my dad does. Well, then my dad would die, right? So that's how it works. So if you don't share any DNA with the person that it's intended for, you're fucking fine.
That's
You
just
still have those nanobots on you. There's
stupid.
no way to get them off.
I would know.
Very
You've seen
clear
this
multiple
movie.
times throughout the movie. So, guess what
I've only
happens?
seen snippets, not the
James
whole
Bond
thing.
goes to fight the bad
enough.
guy because the bad guy stole his girlfriend. And by the way, since he took off for 5 years because they split up for like 5 years, because
so
the big thing that happens at the beginning of the movie. Well, guess what? She had his fucking baby, so he's got a daughter. James Bond is a happy dad, but she tells him, that's not your baby. And he's just like, but she's got my eyes. And she's like, it's not yours. And it's like, bitch, we all fucking know it's his. Why
Is this
you
a
lying?
soap opera
Because
now?
he left you for 5 years. It's like, well, you could have probably told him a secret considering you married the motherfucker. And you're like, I'll tell you my secrets once you get over your ex-girlfriend that died in Casino Royale. And it's like, shouldn't you have married him or waited until that before you married him?
You mean Vesper?
I don't know.
Vesper Lind?
Whatever. Again, it's like Nicholas Sparks wrote this shit. So,
Cool,
bad
man.
guy steals James Bond or ex-wife
Why
and their
is this-
daughter. So James
Yo,
Bond's
Liz,
gotta
why
go
does it
rescue
remind
the
me of
daughter
Arrow with that baby
the
baby
007
mama
chick,
from
because now
Arrow?
they're
Oh,
friends,
no.
right? Wait, bad guy, of course, he has his own island, right?
No.
Bad guy has his own island. It's in between Japan and Russia. So it's big dangerous. Everyone's like, what's going on at this island? So on this island, he's manufacturing he's basically going to infect the entire world with these nanobots, and he's going to control who's going to die. And I'm going to spare the world of disease and all that. I'm going to kill all of these people because big bad guy plot, right? But he's obsessed with James Bond and James Bond's girlfriend, so he stole the wife and the daughter. James Bond got to go rescue them and save the world. So James Bond
Why am I getting
the wife
Batman
and the
Joker
girl,
vibes from
get
this?
them all safe, but then they gotta open up the blast doors so that way the Brits
Joker
can
as a
blow up
Bond
the
villain
island,
would
which is
have
going
way
to
too much
cause
fun.
World War III with Russia and Japan and America because
no, let's
they
not.
don't have clearance to blow up this fucking island. So James Bond goes and ends up having to fight the bad guy, kills the bad guy, but as the guy is dying, he's like, I infected you with those nanobots that you can't get off, and guess whose DNA it's programmed with? Your girlfriend and your fucking daughter, so you'll never be able to touch them again. Instead of being James Bond thinking, Q will figure it out, James Bond's like, alright, well, I'm never gonna be able to touch them again, so I'm just gonna die. And just blows up with the island.
What?
And it's like, alright, cool. It's a Nicholas
What the
It's
shit?
literally the way Nicholas Sparks writes his fucking books. People are in love. Something happens that breaks them up, so they have to go their separate ways, but they're still in love with each other. And then they run into each other later on in life. They're kind of hesitant, and then they find out the thing that kept them apart was bullshit, so they get back together and they're all in love, and then something happens and one of them dies. That's literally every fucking Nicholas Sparks book, movie, fucking ever. And that's literally what happens with this. So no,
This is so
movie
dumb.
isn't exactly...
Another ad.
On that too.
Again?
And ironically, it's an ad for the movie.
Oh,
Whoa.
Really,
Jesus Christ.
mine was for a Google product.
I'm at 9:28.
Same.
Alright, hold on. Let me I
Yep. I'm at
didn't get that.
928 as well.
Hold up. Hold on. Let me just.
I will say though, loving this girl's work.
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
like really good.
Harper.
She does do a video on what Star Trek has become, but I feel like in some of the photos that have been had censor bars put on, they haven't put them on. She hasn't done this. This is what the like studio's done, where they put like censor bars put on. There's certain bits and pieces that haven't been censored enough, so I'm not showing that video. But the long gist of it is, Star Trek on the lower decks is supposed to be geared towards children, and they're showing stuff on there that's probably geared towards more 17-year-olds.
Oh, I've seen those clips. Why? Oh.
Alright, everyone ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1, resume.
There are moments in it where it's like, ugh, it's kind of cringy. But, I mean, if you like Nicholas Sparks movies and you always wanted to see him do a spy movie, a big, high-budget spy movie, this is the movie for you, right? As a James Bond fan, that was not what I was expecting. I'm like, James Bond could have figured it out or just been like, all right, have a nice life. I'm going to get another girl in the next movie kind of thing, because that's kind of how James Bond rolls. And half the time you don't even get an explanation why he doesn't have the same girlfriend in the next movie, because it really doesn't fucking matter in this James Bond magical made-up universe, right? And so, but Daniel Craig dies. The wife's all crying. She's like, she has your eyes. And he's like, I know. And it's like... yeah, we all knew. Why? What was the point of lying to him that it wasn't your daughter? Like, come on.
And yet you gave the guy
And
shit.
he dies. It's all dramatic, and there everyone's sad because James Bond died. And then the credits roll, and at the end of the credits it says James Bond will return. It's like, oh really? You don't fucking say. But
Really?
I think the only way to save this is
You
to
don't
bring in my
say.
favorite, Henry Cavill, who is ready and willing to play James Bond. I will
She's
be
clearly
so
thirsty.
happy. I will get back on the Bond train. And as far as Daniel
Respect. Much
Craig's
respect.
time as James Bond, all these movies, I'm like, thank fucking baby Jesus it's over, because I hated those
Okay.
movies and it's done. I'm ready for the next
I'm
era
with her
of James
on that
Bond.
one. It's
So
like,
yeah,
glad
that's
it's
my
over.
very
Let's move on.
I guess short synopsis summary of what this movie is about. It's Nicholas Sparks' spy movie. That's it in a nutshell.
Pretty much, yeah, that's
the best
accurate.
way
That
I
is
can,
accurate.
I found to describe it. And once I say that, people all just understand. At least people that have seen Nicholas Sparks movies or read his books, they're like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's literally it." So, yeah. Let me know what you think about this whole review in the comment section of this video. If you like this video,
I didn't realize
like
that. Holy
that's
shit.
okay too. Thank you so much for watching this far through. That's awesome of you.
I wasn't gonna watch it
stick with
anyways,
and
but
you know,
Jesus,
so
tap
thank you
dancing
for that.
Christ.
Let me know your thoughts on the movie if you have seen it. Let me know your thoughts on who you think the next James Bond is, or who you want to be the next James
I get
Bond.
2 free cinema
I'm
tickets
100% on Team Cavill. As you guys know, I am a very proud Henry Cavill super simp, so I am ready for him to
Oh,
Damn,
God,
girl, you are
Anyways, everyone, I
thirsty.
hope you all enjoyed this video.
I
And
explained
until next time, I hope
things.
you all
Not
have a great
explained
rest of your
things.
morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the
Day
world.
Long
And may the
Bone will
force be
be
with you
good
because
friends
we
because they
are
love that
really,
man.
really going to need it. Bye, everyone. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for watching my
She even,
channel and content. And if you would
does her
like
own
to support
artwork.
me further, go ahead and check out my
Nice.
agency, The Art of Anna,
cool.
And
TSWG,
subscribe.
where I sell prints of
And-
my original oil paintings and drawings. I have a
I like
variety
the
of
Wonder Woman
characters,
one, that's not
from
bad.
landscapes to horror.
Oh yeah, that's
villains,
pretty cool.
Oh, God, Pennywise.
characters, DC and Marvel. So go
Damn, that's
And
good.
and everyone
even
have a
Jigsaw.
I
wonderful
love
day.
her Ahsoka's so good.
Nice kind of lighting effects on the Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading some of the comments. Aaron Izzo says yes. Yeah, I especially was disappointed with Spectre. Blofeld came as a cheaper version of the villain from Skyfall. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did James
Thanks,
Bond
bro.
rip off Winter Soldier? What the fuck? Fuck this movie.
Exactly.
Bond deserves better. Okay, controversial opinion. Archer is more faithful James Bond than Craig's.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes,
my God.
even as the Walter PPK, I think.
Yeah.
Aaron says she may be a super simp, but at least she admits it.
Yeah.
She knows it. She owns it. And by the way, Anna, that Star Wars girl, how you doing?
Yeah.
Because she, she's a hottie, but she's extremely
Cute.
intelligent and a heck of a lot of sense of humor and snark. Her and Wynn, they'll get on like a house on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the talent showcase for this week, and that was when I heard like the whole from her perspective. That's how No Time to Die plays out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one. Because the
Thing is with
Go on.
sorry.
No.
The thing is with most of the Bond movies, I was watching a clip from Live and Let Die earlier today. Majority of them are products of their time,
Exactly.
and they each act as their own standalone films. Sure, there may be things that carry over from other films in the franchise, but most of the time it's all separate. It's all kind of one-shot stories within the movies.
Yeah. So basically, Daniel Craig's last ever movie is basically a chick flick that happens to involve spy and espionage.
It's the spy version of The Notebook. Please no. Nobody make that legitimately. Please no.
Yeah,
God damn it, Hollywood.
when I heard that, I'm like, I was leering on possibly going to see it. Then I heard her review and I'm like, oh heck no. Oh heck no, I ain't watching this. As Steve rightly once said, absolutely not.
How about I
OMG.
share a video? Sorry.
He says, OMG, and loved Mr. Big Kakanaga, he was suave and dangerous. I loved him in Live and Let Die. I think he's probably referring to the villain of that.
Yeah. Also watched a behind the scenes video of how they did these, of how many, when they were doing the crocodile sequence, or was it crocodile or alligator, where they had Bond running over the backs of crocodiles.
Oh.
I was with Roger Moore, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the first one with Roger Moore. I think it was the 8th movie.
Because Connery did come back for Diamonds Are
Diamonds
Forever.
Are.
Then he cleared off again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unless you count the spin-off, Never Say Never Again.
Well, apparently that was playing much more faithfully to the book than what the original theatrical version did, and Connery was very adamant in saying, look, I'll make a commitment, but as long as you keep it faithful to the book. And to be fair to Connery, even though I think he was pushing 50 at the time, he could still go.
Oh yeah.
And Never Say Never was actually the cinematic debuts of both Rowan Atkinson and Miss Vicky Vale herself, Kim Basinger. So you could say her first major movie appearance was as a Bond girl. And here's the thing, I think when Kim... Actually, what year did Never Say Never? Because I know it's an 80s movie. Let's see, it was out in 1983. So, what age? So, Kim was actually 30 when she did that, and she was about, let's see, she was about 36 when she did the first Batman movie. But there's a thing I've noticed with Kim: she ages very well. You can see subtle differences, but she doesn't look as bad as, say, Linda Hamilton. And when I say this, Linda, I'm trying to be objective. Time has not been kind to you. I mean, look at, Sharon Stone and Jamie Lee Curtis. They've aged very gracefully, to the point with Jamie Lee Curtis, with what she's doing for the current Halloween series. She works with it, doesn't try to fight it, works with it, and it works for her. Sharon Stone's another one. She's like a fine wine in terms of appearances. She works with what she has, and even though she never has performed as a dancer, she tries to age like a dancer, to where she tries to be graceful and accept it, but still able to perform and look as graceful as such. Her words. Michelle Pfeiffer, she's another one who seems to defy time. I quite liked her role in Stardust, where I think that movie was kind of making fun of the whole sort of enchanted genre, and that moment where she's made younger and she goes to look at shows like, ooh, it's like, yeah, I'm still hot. I think in that moment, I don't think that was so much the character. I think that was her going, oh yeah. It'd be like Raiden if he sort of looked in the mirror and suddenly he's got 24-inch pythons. I was like, yeah, brother, I'm gonna go kill it tonight. I'm gonna bring me all the Tatiana Alis in the house. Be like, yeah, oh yeah. And there's Lid's like looking at her going, lucky bastard. What was another one? Erin says, also enjoyed Grace Jones and Chris Yeah, I'm amazed that Christopher Walken is in a View to Kill.
Mayday.
But then again, you know, Christopher Walken has been in so many things, so it kind of stands to reason that he would play a Bond villain. And as some of you found out last December, he was almost Superman.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, Lois, I've got you.
Maybe in another universe.
That's the thing with kaiju. Sometimes when he's impersonating Walken, sometimes it comes out as John Travolta. Although John Travolta is... Here's the thing. From a visual standpoint, I could see John Travolta as Superman, but vocally... No. Superman's got to have this, not necessarily stoic, but this very kind of reserved, gentlemanly, good neighbor eloquence that Christopher Reeve had, because, you know, he's the gentleman, he's the next door neighbor, he's always there for you, if you need a helping hand or, a cup of sugar. Whereas Travolta, as Soups, he'd go to save you and then try to get your phone number afterwards. And there'd be people like saying, Soups, you sure about that? It's like, hey, I got Lois Lane, I'm gonna give her an exclusive later. And there's Lids thinking, yes, we know what that exclusive will be.
I need an adult.
Oh, but I am an adult. No, you are not.
No, you're not.
Oh, stop it.
I'm an adult. Really?
That's debatable.
There's Raiden like going, you an adult? Yeah, sure. Yeah, but long-winded. It's like I've said before with Daniel Craig. I like him as an actor. He's not Bond. I'm glad that this was his last one, but even he could have gone out better than that. I mean, the fact that it's, as they say, a Nicholas Sparks chick flick. It's like, why?
Because fuck us, that's why.
Pretty much.
Indeed.
Alright, Steve, thoughts on on how she's played the movie out, your thoughts on her review, and what do you think of her as a content creator?
I'm just trying to get my thoughts all together.
I think everyone is.
She did a great content creator. She made it very clear about what the movie is, much to the chagrin of us.
Mm-hmm.
And consider me following her now. She's got a new subscriber.
Yep, already did. Okay. Raiden?
Listen, I already like her content. This is the first time I actually seen a video of hers, and listen, I never was on the Daniel Craig bandwagon as like you. Like, I thought the movie just felt lifeless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't do a James Bond movie without the extravagancy that the OG ones had. And I get it, new things, but it just, like I said, it definitely felt lifeless to me. And one thing, like you said, no disrespect to Daniel Craig as an actor, but James Bond is not. And hey, the way she explained it, I was never gonna watch the movie to begin with. So hey, I'm glad someone gave me a runaround of how that movie was, and I'm like, yeah, thanks, girl. I ain't gonna watch that movie now. I'm more reserved with Halloween Kills that's coming out this week.
Mm-hmm. Venom and Let There Be Carnage will be coming out in a few weeks.
I think you said that. I heard that was really good.
Yeah. Alright, lads. Same questions to you.
I mean, in regards to the content creator, I do love her, and it's like, again, for me, she's got another subscriber, but regards to the movie, the fact that, first of all, it's being referred to as a Nicholas Sparks spy movie. I never liked those movies to begin with, aside from The Notebook, because it's like, again, that's just like easy popcorn fun for me. But the fact that they describe how she described this movie, I'm like, save me the time. I don't have to see this movie because, no, no. I wasn't gonna see it to begin with. Now you give me extra reason as to why I shouldn't see it. Oof. Oh, God. And to be fair, I wasn't gonna. I'd rather save my money and my time to see something else other than Daniel Craig's send-off, which again, I didn't think he was a good Bond to begin with. At first he was, then they started to push all this other shit there, and then they're trying to say, like, Bond's tired and old. We get it! Can we please move on? Please! But yeah, other than that, it's... No Time to Die is not on my list of things I want to see.
Yep. Okay, we're reconnected. Not a problem. Aaron says, I'll have to admit, I haven't seen a Bond movie since Skyfall. I will give the Craig era this. Skyfall was at least a decent movie for him.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing.
Spectre I watched on demand and I thought it was boring and dull. Yep, No Time to Die just sounds like more of the same. Yeah. So, you know, to Daniel Craig, good luck in all your future projects. And finally, we bid farewell to your incarnation of James Bond, because I'm sorry, man. It's just... No. Okay.
How about something to take the wash out of a bad Bond flick out of our mouths?
That sounds good.
1 second. If I'm not mistaken, excuse me, I think that's something telling me I should go get breakfast in a bit. I'm well aware of what the time is, but keep in mind I'm essentially a night owl now.
Yeah, I completely understand. It was the same with me when I started night shifts at Argos.
Yeah, and Oni doesn't like it on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's like, hello, Oni's like, oh, good lord.
And then on the one occasion where I came up drunk on stream.
Hey, Steve, I'm not drunk, you're drunk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did actually list that.
Okay, so what the hell is error?
List of
Basically,
articles.
it's a
Get
water
through this
bottle
ad,
that collides with
Okay, right. Let me turn the jazz off. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Done by a good friend, Methalu Kaiju fan 97.
Okay.
Raiden, you may
Bex.
get a kick out of this.
Bex.
Hey, man. You already know I love Pacific Rim, and I love Godzilla, so this is something I've wanted to see for years.
Okay, Phil. Alright. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, hang on. It's buffering still. Okay, that's...
Oh, really?
Yeah, hang on. Let me...
Are we go back to zero?
Yeah.
Not for you? No, okay.
Go back to zero.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because for whatever reason it was buffering. It didn't want to do anything. Just hit the refresh and it's behaving itself. So, 3, 2, 1, play. Hey, G-Man.
Anyone who saw the movie early in the year will know what this is referring to.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That was a damn good movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing that kind of raises an eyebrow is when you hear Godzilla's evil laugh. It's like, what?
That's my that smile that the smile he gave the that was unexpectedly funny.
I mean, I got an ad. What the fuck?
Go on, ad?
Already?
Damn.
Okay.
Barely,
Let me
barely
pause real
1
quick.
minute into it, and we've already got an ad.
I know.
Where are you
And
at?
I'm at 1 minute, 1 second. Literally a
Okay.
minute.
Alright, hold up. Okay.
101.
Algorithm. Seriously, stop being stingy with your ad.
Seriously, it's annoying. Like
Mhm.
for me, like especially when I'm on break at work. I gotta go through ads. It's like 1 to 2, and it's like 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm like, dude, stop it. All right, yeah, I'm at one minute.
Just a second. I'm just grabbing a brewski from the fridge.
Aha.
Okay.
That's the plus side of this apartment. The fridge is literally walking distance.
Nice.
Yeah, recently for me, thanks to the Queens of my mom, I actually have my own freezer downstairs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you open it on freezer day though? Every day is good with freezer day. Oh yes. It's weird. Little Kariba's version of freezer. It sounds like what Tarrison would sound like if he inhaled helium. And as Tarrison listening, it's like, I hate you, MJ. I know, Howard. 3, 2, 1. The magic one says play. That is some good CG.
It's good. Speaking of CG, do not watch the. Oh god. Random posted the trailer for Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. I'm already annoyed.
No.
Hey, that one doesn't look bad. At least it's better than the other Resident Evil things.
Yeah, but from what it looks like, it looks like a bad stage play.
You're not wrong. I got stage play vibes from that, but it's like, again, at
All
least
I'm saying is like when you see the freaking RPD police city, that should look smaller than what the game shows. I reckon some of these Jaegers from the second movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean Pacific Rim up yours?
Yes.
What is that? Do you guys see this?
Why does these guys look like they belong to Umbrella?
Oh fuck! Not these guys. No.
There goes my brush. A lot of people shat on that Mechagodzilla design. It didn't look too bad, even though it needed more bulk.
Yeah, kinda. Holy Jesus!
Like Azilla.
Azilla.
There must be a reason.
Sir,
I am acting.
Deploy the Jaegers!
Don't tell Tony to start that.
To be fair, I think he focuses more on the animation rather than the voice work.
That's it.
The creature is coming after Mechagodzilla.
switch to ionic thrusters and get as far away as you can.
I'll admit that reveal from Mechagodzilla was pretty good.
Hmm.
It was kind of spoiled, but at least they didn't spoil the look.
Another ad popping up.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Where are you at?
Hey, oh, what the? Okay. Yeah, I'm not
What?
I'm not going into detail what I just saw. Hell no.
I just saw it on the playback.
I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm at 350.
Oh shit. Okay. 350.
350 as well.
All right. Hold up. Let me get to that.
Well, I'll have to do it a little bit later because the weird thing is with live streams is you can edit them, but you have to wait a full 24 hours before you can cut stuff out. So what I'll do either tomorrow or Tuesday afternoon, I'll edit that piece out because I don't think that was appropriate. Just saying.
I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're at 350. 3, 2, 1. Resume.
Yeah, like I said, I did like the reveal of Mechagodzilla. The way the trailers look, you would think that Mechagodzilla was wearing a Godzilla costume, skin, or something like that, but nah, like, the reason Godzilla attacked him was because of, crazy reasons, which was explained well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I really liked how Mechagodzilla was powered through freaking one of the heads of King Ghidorah.
Which
And I did hear the one.
Sorry.
Was that? Yeah, go ahead. Ed.
It kind of goes back to something from the Heisei era, where the remains of Mecha King Ghidorah were fished out from the ocean, which they used to build Mechagodzilla 2.
Ooh.
Oh, that came well later.
You might probably see that in the next movie, hopefully.
Considering that company is still around, even though their figureheads are both dead.
Well,
I did hear the one guy controlling is still alive.
Oh, that guy's still alive? I thought he was dead.
Well, apparently in the novel, Ren Shirazawa apparently got possessed when Ghidorah ended up taking over Mechagodzilla. Later, when Medicine goes to try and find the control center, Ren's body is no longer there, so it's hinted that somehow.
Okay.
It's hinted that somehow Ghidorah may have ended up having a portion of himself preserved within Ren Shirazawa.
Actually, kind of makes sense. Oh, you're fun.
This guy kind of looks like a combination of T-Rex head, Triceratops horns, with a little bit of Dilophosaurus thrills mixed with a generic dinosaur monster body. Dragonzord going berserk. Just as cool as what it is, Dragonzord is basically an ode to Mechagodzilla. Another ad?
Wait, what?
I kid you
This
not.
is a story of the cult favorite.
Oh my god, me too.
List-inducing, always packed.
YouTube, enough with the algorithms.
You mean enough with the ads?
I got it. I'm at 6:30.
Okay.
33. Hold up, let me get to 6:30.
I'm gonna be objective about this. If we get another commercial within the space of 2 to 3 minutes, then I suggest we abandon this because this is getting obnoxious now. I mean, crying out loud, not even Mr. Beast is this bad.
Sorry about that.
Dude, you weren't to know.
No problem.
You weren't to know, man. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Video. This is your last chance. No more commercials for 2 to 3 minutes. Play. Okay, so anyone getting MCU Studios vibe?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, there it is.
Ah, I see what you're doing.
Not even subtle.
At least it's better than the Dark Universe.
Oh god.
We don't talk about that.
Looks like our team has encountered a new Zilla specimen. A Zilla variant? Out of nowhere? How? It's a side effect of the Shepherd part of
And I
the
hear
Zilla.
the note is Randy Autopod. Out of
Thanks to that
nowhere,
machine,
you say.
these
Go away.
monsters appearing on Earth out of the blue.
It's like Randy Orton's a kaiju confirmed.
I thought that accelerator was made to provide unlimited energy for the whole planet. Well, technically it did, but it did a lot more than that.
Yeah, how to avoid lip animation? But leave them in their masks.
That is a nice, go around.
That's pretty smart. It's like, how do we avoid lip animation?
Keep firing at that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason they kept the mask on. Like,
Huh. Someone wants Iron Man 2. Ooh!
oh,
That's
damn.
graphic.
Oh!
I got mad. But on the
Damn
bright,
it, really?
but on the bright side, it was a TikTok ad and it showed a very cute baby hippo.
Okay, fair enough. Jesus, dancing Christ. Where you at?
Okay, I'm at 9 minutes and 9 seconds.
9 minutes and 9 seconds. Alright, let me dial it back.
9 minutes, 9 seconds.
Yep.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Video, this is your last chance. Play.
This bastard just doesn't give up, doesn't he?
Nope.
Oh, no, he does not, because he's a robot.
That's the Jericho.
That was good show.
Holy shit! Missile.
Those are some fine flying skills.
Here we go.
Very fine flying.
Here's the real fight.
Megazord activated. Of course.
Jesus. Can't be good.
Much like that aboard it. Yes, yes. Pay no attention to the Jaeger and the monster outside. Let's get on with the physical meeting.
Okay.
Have you heard Mecha? He's smarter than the average Jaeger.
Yeah, because I do remember this Jaeger was piloted by a kaiju brain.
Oh.
Oh yeah, because that was the thing in the second one.
Yeah.
And I think in the Pacific Rim, the Black.
Yeah. Oh, man, I forgot about that series, and I watched it. That series was a fun.
Oh, there's Scarlet Witch.
Oh. Okay. What? Ah, this thing's giving a spoiler for
Yeah.
I guess
dare
I guess Mecha G's not a fan of the MCU.
I guess not.
That's awful.
Restoring the Snyderverse.
No!
Jeez, dude, tell us how you really feel. Wait a minute. Didn't they do that in the 2017 Power Rangers movie where the sword would actually extend from his arm?
I think it's in the not really. Well, actually, the swords were the pterodactyl wings.
Alright, no, I'm referring to when Jason drew his sword when he was taking on the putties. The sword would actually extend out his arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Pacific Rim did it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was 2013.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Called it.
Oh, yep. God, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
That'd be good.
You know who's here.
Ah, shit.
Hi.
Really? Another ad?
Hey!
Oh, I got one too.
Ah, damn it. I didn't get any yet. I stopped.
Alright, I'm at 1531.
Video? No, it's not. No, to be fair, it's not the content creator's fault. It's the algorithms. Like, 3, 2, 1, play. challenger has risen.
Oh, bitch.
That's right. Oh dear.
Smell my breath. Yep. Uh-oh. Oh, shit! Ah!
It's like if you're taking me out, I'm taking you with me.
I'm going down, taking you with me. So loser.
Looks like Mechagodzilla's blasting off again.
And he somehow healed.
That was not cool, man.
Alright, that was really good. I had a lot of fun watching that.
That was solid.
That was good. It really hurt. Really hurt the enjoyment factor by the fact there was just multiple commercials on there.
What is it with YouTube trying to flag down as many ads in a single vid?
Your guess is as good as mine on that one, Steve. I will say, very well animated. As you said, voice acting is not really the guy's strong suit, excuse me. But that was something I found a tiny bit jarring, but not to the point where it would take me out of it. But in terms of animation quality, considering this is a YouTuber, and he's got, 58, nearly 60,000 subs, so he's clearly doing all right for it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He's doing all right for himself. Anyone else want to convey that as well?
I have to agree. This is pretty awesome.
Raiden?
Yeah, I mean, I want fantasy ever since these movies came out. Like, I've always wanted to see, the real kaijus from, history facing off against Jaegers, and I'm glad I got it. It's really good.
All right. I think we'll do one final topic because we've got about 6 minutes left on the clock, and I'm trying to keep within my parameters because obviously I have restrictions now. This news comes to us from ghostbusternews.com. Afterlife will end with a dedication to Harold Ramis.
Of course.
Oh, nice.
With Empire Magazine's November issue feature on Ghostbusters Afterlife, more importantly, the interview conducted with director Jason Reitman and producer Ivan Reitman, some additional details about the film have come to light. In a bit of news that shouldn't surprise anyone. The article confirmed that Afterlife would feature an on-screen dedication to the late Harold Ramis, who not only portrayed Dr. Egon Spengler in the first 2 Ghostbuster films, but was also a co-writer. Empire directly asked Jason, Afterlife ends with a dedication to Harold Ramis. Why was that important to you? This movie is for my father, for my daughter, and for Harold. For me, that's it. For a long time, I had the idea of a girl finding a proton pack in a barn, walking outside and firing into a row of corn, and popcorn flew out. I just didn't know what to do with it. When Harold passed, all of a sudden in 2014, I knew who she was. It was Egon's granddaughter. The concept of this intergenerational conversation between her and her grandfather became the real roots of what the story was to become. It became a Spengler story. Producer of Afterlife and director of the first 2 films, Ivan Reitman, also shared his memories of Harold, saying, I always thought of him as my smarter brother. He was just very reasonable, very clever, and he had a way of writing dialogue quickly and with such dexterity. I was just so impressed with him, and when he wasn't around to help me on a film, I really felt handicapped. I got to work with him on the first 4 or 5 movies that I ended up directing, and we became good friends. I think we spoke directly to each other in a very lovely way. Harold Ramis tribute as seen in Ghostbusters 2016. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Since Ramis' passing in 2014, several pieces of Ghostbusters media have included dedications to the actor. Some included Paul Feig's 2016 reboot that showcased For Harold graphic at the film's end, as well as the 2019 remaster of Ghostbusters the video game that added the text in loving memory of Harold Ramis to the game's intro sequence. Harold Ramis tribute as seen in Ghostbusters the video game. I think considering this is going to be the movie that ties everything back up with the canon of the first 2 movies, and whether or not Ghostbusters the video game is seen as canon, because canonically, as far as the video game is concerned, it follows 2 years after the events of Ghostbusters 2, and it plays more along with what happened from the first movie, because they talk about Shandor, they talk about Gozer, and you have Dana Barrett, and you have Walter Peck brought back in. I got nothing against the actor. The actor seems like a nice guy, but most movies he's in, he just plays an asshole. He does so as Walter Peck, and he does so as Dick Thornburg in the first 2 Die Hard movies. So the fact that even though it's 7 years after Harold's passing, he's, I think in a way, and this is just purely the way I see it, this will likely be the proper send-off that he deserved. Because he has done other things. He's been part of, Second City Saints as part of a writer and creative and what have you. He's been part of multiple movies, but he will forever be known as Dr. Egon Spengler, because when you see him play that character, I feel like that it's, in a way, it's like Stone Cold being an extension of Steve Austin. When you see Harold as Egon, he's essentially playing himself, but turning the volume up to where it needs to be. Because when you hear him in interviews, he speaks as Egon would speak. And even Dan Aykroyd said, when they were trying to find an actor to play Egon, I said, why don't you play him? You know this character better than anyone. And he even talks like a scientist. He speaks very reserved, very eloquently. He doesn't do a lot of talking, but when he does do talking, it's impactful and it means something. Because he knows how to make someone who doesn't seem to have a sense of humor funny. Like what hobbies do you have? I collect spores, molds, and fungus. Or You know, in the second movie, when they think they've got the Scoleri brothers, and they go, ha 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 ha, because that's how Egon would laugh. And to know that he's being given, like I say, this send-off, even though he's not in this movie, his presence as the real person and as the character is going to be heavily felt. Because if you were to remove any one of those characters, it wouldn't feel completely whole or completely altogether. I mean, if you were to lose Winston, it'd feel a little bit empty, but the team started out as just 3. But Winston was always treated as an equal because he was essentially the audience's participation. He wasn't the scientist. He just saw if there was a steady paycheck, he'd take it and believe whatever you say. Ray, the heart, the enthusiasm. Egon is the mind and the wisdom. Peter, I love Bill Murray as an actor, but Peter Venkman is that guy that you keep away from your university graduate daughter. Because I was doing this during the live stream and I didn't realize I had my mic turned off. And he goes, "It's crazy over here. I got coughing everywhere. I'm backed up for everywhere. There's a damsel in distress over here. I'll be right over." And that's like, ugh.
Oh, damn it.
I mean, it's because of Bill Murray's wit and charisma that made the character of Peter Venkman what it is. You raise several eyebrows to what that character would do, because here's the thing I didn't pick up on. When he goes over to Dana Barrett's apartment, you know, thinking he's going to see Dana and not Zul, in order to have Dana subdued so that Zul wouldn't go doing anything, he fed her roofies. Let that sink in a minute.
Oh my god.
Let that sink in. That would not fly today.
No, it would not.
And the moment she first enters the Ghostbuster firehouse, you hear her talking to Janine. He's in his office, and it's almost like my Peter Tinkle senses go off. There's a woman here. And he's like, he just jumps
Oh
up.
my god. Oh my god.
I mean, the image I have recently, I see that, and all I can hear is. Although the idea of Beavis and Butthead as Ghostbusters is disturbing in its own right.
Oh god, no!
No!
Where are the Ghostbusters? What's your problem? Oh, there's a ghost right here. Wow, you're a chick. What is this ghost doing? He's peering at me when I'm trying to read. What are you reading? Because that's something Butthead would do.
Oh my god.
Whereas Beavis as Peter Venkman is like, I'm Dr. Venkman. Are you gonna let me examine your apartment? How's it going?
You do that too well.
Yeah.
A lot of years watching some B&B and hearing my brother do that, cause we used to like do audio tape recorders, because like, back in the day I used to like record like my own sort of radio play where it'd be Beavis and Butthead if they were in charge of a radio station, just like giving their own commentary, like, this song sucks. Oh wait, this is what we do on radio, except nobody can see us. But there are some Beavis and Butthead skits today. I mean, it was gross out humor back in the in the early to mid 90s, it was gross out humor. Today it wouldn't do so well. Like the one with the cough syrup medicine for extreme colds, and yeah, there's some stuff I can't talk about on there. Or the time where they go to reenact, I think it was Benjamin Franklin who discovered electricity, and in order, and I'm not going to say this aloud because even though there's a lot of things that we say that could be considered questionable, you know, we drop F-bombs on occasion, but we do always say beforehand, look, we're not PG. You know, we are not for children. Not now, not ever. If there are parents who, you know, let their preteens or their mid-teens watch us and, you know, you find us acceptable, great. But this... Right, scene... Now, I can say this out loud because there's nothing wrong about saying scene in a hospital. Because here's the thing, that's what they would do.
Oh yeah, you know this.
I mean, when he brought the series,
I wouldn't put it past them.
When he brought the series back, I think it was 2012, 2013 when he brought it back.
2011.
Oh, never mind then. His butthead voice hadn't aged a day. Beavis, however, ooh.
Yeah, definitely. For what it's worth, the episodes weren't too bad. I mean, I like it. Half and half, they still do stupid shit, but it's like it's more. It's like getting what they're seeing more how the world's changed. Unfortunately, you know the youth of MTV didn't get that shit, so you know.
Well, it would help.
The good thing is, at least it's coming back via Paramount Plus, so hey, I can't wait to see that.
You say there's a problem with the youth. It would help if they had a sense of humor. Just saying.
It was MTV back in during that time. Who was watching a lot of trash shit.
MTV of 2011 sucks. Yeah, they don't get our sense of humor. I like the time Oni Rakaku lost the WWE title.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Me and Raiden were eating popcorn while I was doing that. Raiden was busting a gut.
It is crazy how you can do that.
Again, a lot of years. Funny enough, during an episode of RDR Next, even Oni and I did that.
What?
It's like, hey, Beavis. It's a Deeps like, yeah, they usually suck. Who's in it? There's this chick called Sasha. I think she worked in a bank. It's like, yeah, let me see a picture. It's like, come over here to Budding. And there's Oni going,
oh God.
No!
Jesus Christ.
I'll have to find that later and clip it. And he's like, oh no.
Oh no.
Please do. Please do.
Hey, Beavis. Oni Rakaku in person, you. He sucks. Yeah. He lost to MJ Knight for the undisputed title that's appearing this week on his YouTube channel at 2 a.m. on Wednesday morning this week in the UK. Just saying. Didn't he and The Miz lose the tag team titles to R-Truth and Santino? Oh yeah. And there's Butthead morphing into Beavis there for some bizarre reason. No, never ever let those two do the fusion dance. Seriously.
Oh God, no.
I mean, that'd be like oh, I don't know. Imagine L-Man doing the fusion dance with Matt Smith's Doctor.
Oh God, no!
Oh no.
Those are images I don't want or need.
That and I did meet Matt Smith a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, as we normally do, linger on too long, and to keep it serious a minute, it sounds like the perfect send-off that they're going to give Harold Ramis. Funny thing, my buddy IPG, because he remembers what I looked like when we were in junior school, elementary school for you guys. He said I always had that Egon look with the hair and the glasses, and the fact I'm being compared to probably one of the best movie writers and best character actors, that's a compliment. When I was younger, I probably wanted to be more like the animated series version of Peter Venkman, but when you look back at the animated series version now and how he's being, even in the cartoon, he's being thirsty over other women, it's just like, yeah, maybe not so much Peter Venkman now, not even the cartoon version. Especially when he's hitting on that interviewer when they were recanting what they did after Gozer did a number on the firehouse, and that's where they got their different colored uniforms from. But it is a shame they couldn't get the third movie the way Aykroyd wanted to have it done, because there have been multiple scenarios that he's toyed with, either New Year's Eve 1999, which probably some of those elements went to Arnold Schwarzenegger's End of Days, to the Ghostbusters coming back together for the 2012 event, because that would have tied in nicely. But here's the thing. Dan Aykroyd is 50% owner of the franchise with one other, Bill Murray. And if one franchise, the other member doesn't want to do it, he has the right to cancel them out. Why, after all these years, he's come back to play Dr. Venkman? Maybe they've looked and said, could be some money in it for you. But it's the thing with Bill Murray, he doesn't like sequels. He enjoyed doing the first movie, he wasn't too keen on doing the second. But when he got given the script and started doing his takes for Afterlife, he said it has the feel of the first movie. So when he says things like that, it's like, okay, you're actually giving me a lot of encouragement for this. I think I probably mentioned this on I might have mentioned this on a past SKL. One of the things that some unnamed, unknown fan did, they went down, like a couple of days after Howard had passed, they went down to the firehouse where the headquarters was filmed, and they left a Twinkie bar there. And I thought, that's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. Because Egon liked Twinkies. Don't we all?
They are tasty.
Very. So, the fact that a fan paid that much attention to that, I thought, okay, yeah, that's good. Raiden, what do you make of the idea of them paying tribute to Harold Ramis? Do you think it's too many years removed, or do you think this will more than likely be the send-off that the actor and the character deserves?
I mean, hey, as long as they pay tribute to the man that gave us Ghostbusters, I love it. I respect it, and hopefully Afterlife does well. I mean, we do much better than Feedbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Sir Stephen?
I think it's nice that they're at least giving him a tribute, not only in a writing credit, but overall with the film, because it would have been hard to just sweep the whole issue of his death under the carpet. I mean, I think for the most part, I think it was something similar with the 2016 movie, but less said about that, the better. But I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, and last but never least, Lids, your thoughts?
I have to agree. I do like that they're giving a bit of a tribute to him. Again, Paul Feig did was like, yeah, like that's nice. You did a little tribute, but you put it at the end of a garbage movie. Thanks for that. Okay. But the fact that this has more love to the character and because again, Egon was my favorite character in the movie. Again, everybody likes their Peter Venkmans, but I preferred Egon, to be honest. And I do like that it's a very loving tribute to the man himself and the character himself. I look forward to seeing the movie. I hope it does well because I feel like it has a lot of the love that the original franchise had. So I say go for it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it, and hopefully it's a fitting send-off to Harold Ramis's character.
I remember something that my brother said, because I can't remember if it was me who broke the news to him or vice versa. I mean, that same night, because I was on time off at that time, and I just said, right, we're gonna go mosey up to Tesco's for 20 minutes and get some munchies, because we're gonna have a Ghostbusters viewing night, because you can't really call it a marathon if it's just 2 movies. I mean, a marathon implies like maybe 3, maybe 4. But we sat down. I think we did the video game that night as well because it felt fitting. And then 3 days pass, and we get this announcement from Sony, oh, we're pressing ahead with the 3rd movie. And I'm like, you couldn't leave it at least a month or 2 just so that his family, his friends, and long-time colleagues could properly grieve. It's like, if you'd left it a few months just till things settle down, that's fine. But this was like no more than in, say, 2 to 3 days removed. And it's just like, really, Sony? But, during the mid-2010s, they were not known for tact. That's just me saying it as is. There's one other, because we've already gone over time, so we'll make this the last one. Alright, need to get onto the correct page. Bill Murray's performance in Afterlife is said to be just one of the joys of the film. So basically, we're getting old school Peter Venkman.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
As we previously reported, the November issue of Empire magazine features an interview with Ghostbusters Afterlife director Jason Reitman and his father, producer of Afterlife and the director of the first 2 Ghostbusters films, Ivan Reitman. The interview touches on a variety of topics, and such as the on-screen dedication to Harold Ramis that'll be seen in Afterlife, as well as what it was like having the cast of the 1984 film returning for the 3rd chapter. When asked about the daunting task of bringing back such iconic characters and the likes of Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd on set, Reitman said, "I don't think I was prepared for what it would feel like when the original guys would walk on in their flight suits. It's like seeing superheroes, and it feels very special. It also feels very intimidating, and it is an immediate reminder of what we were so presumptuous to attempt, which is to make another film that is a chapter in this larger story. It's one thing to direct an all new characters, because at that point you could almost say that you're making fan fiction. But when Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and Dan Aykroyd walk on wearing flight suit, it becomes very real very quickly. This is a Ghostbusters movie. When certain people started showing up from the world of the 84 film, it was startling for me, just to see everybody older but still be there. Seeing them step on set in character was really thrilling, and to hear Venkman speak as Venkman in the way we haven't heard in such a long time, that's going to be one of the joys of the movie. Reitman also mentioned Murray's notorious history of ad-libbing, which was certainly felt on set of Afterlife. I'd heard all the stories about Bill improvising lines of dialogue, and when Bill improvised a line, I remember everyone around me going, "He did the thing." The November issue of Empire magazine is on newsstands now. Should also be noted, Sigourney Weaver is reprising her role as Dana Barrett, so imagine what's going to happen when Venkman happens to see Dana. It'd be like, oh, here we go again. Because you know he's going to do it.
Yep.
Oh, good lord. Oh, hey, Thunderbird Firefly. So yeah, Venkman is going to be Venkman. I'm both excited and terrified, because some of the things he'll come out with be like, Peter, this is 2021, you can't say that no more. Because you know he will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hearing K-pop in the background. Okay, that's weird.
Oh.
And like I said, it's going to be Venkman, like we haven't heard for a while, and it's like, oh dear, the censors are going to have a field day with this one. Steve, thoughts on the fact that this is going to be old school Peter Venkman?
Ooh, this could be certainly interesting. Obviously for not all good reasons, but I say the proof of the pudding will be in the eating.
Mm-hmm. Raiden?
Hey. I'm one of the rare guys who actually like the Venkman aside from the, crazy stuff, so, hey. I want to see people get mad at this shit. I don't give a fuck. As long as I'm happy, like, who cares,
There's another line from the original. Again, in the late 80s, when I originally saw this, flew over my head. When I see it back in that dog goes, hey, Mr. Stay Puft in town, he's a sailor. If we can get him laid, we'll be happy. I'm like, wow! I mean, if that was being made today, the director would be like, no! And then there's Bill Murray just like giving that kind of mischievous grin with eyebrows bowed, like, oh, I'm gonna do it. Don't you do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't you do it. I'm gonna
do it. We did it.
What if I play Peter Venkman? No, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
I'm gonna say the line. Don't you do it.
You're not.
What a crime. He's listening to his list like, oh, come on, I'm not like Peter Venkman. Raiden's like, yeah.
Yeah, totally you're not.
Oh, dear.
Says with shifty eyes.
He's gonna be in this situation later where he's annoyed but he's laughing at the same time. He's like, why'd you do this?
Oh, God.
Because you're my buddy and I love you. And later I'm going to send you Hulk Hogan merchandise as a Christmas gift. He's like,
oh no, he will send that back in pieces. It's like, no, none of that.
But then again, he admitted this one time. When he was a kid, he was a Hulkamaniac growing up.
Then he knew better.
He says, I was stupid. As Red like, and I'm putting his hand up. No. no. And it's like, I'm gonna put it up, don't you dare. I'm gonna put it up, don't you dare.
Do it.
And there's Raiden like rubbing his hands going, oh yes, oh yes. Liz, I've already got a fair idea of what you're gonna say, but the fact that Bill Murray's gonna be one of the joys to watch this, and the fact that it's gonna be the Peter Venkman we knew from '84.
I can actually see what happened. Again, if we're led to believe the Zombieland movies, Bill Murray's a freaking badass. So if we can see badass Bill Murray as Peter Venkman, I would like to see that. Just like, I'm getting too old for this shit. But it'll be fun. I would actually like to see what he does with the role, because again, this is Bill Murray we're talking about, and this is also Peter Venkman. So we shall see what happens.
Oh dear. Well, we've come to the end of that journey again, where we say our goodbyes for a week, and then we'll come back in with more news, information, entertainment, hilarity will ensue, and hopefully, if you give me 2 weeks, I will have the reviews for Hulktober, which means we will get the 1989 telefilm sequel to The Return of the Incredible Hulk, and what will be the finale in the made-for-TV movie sequels with 1990's The Death of the Incredible Hulk, which would be Bill Bixby's last ever on-screen appearance as Dr. Banner. This is not necessarily like spoiler warning, but this is just my opinions. Looking back at those movies today, Bill Bixby is one of the very few redeemable aspects of those movies. Some of the writing for it is really lackluster. They give Bixby useful material to work with as Banner, because as an actor, alright, he wasn't necessarily an energetic actor like, say, the regards of Jim Carrey, although Jim Carrey as Dr. Banner would be intriguing and terrifying at the same time. But Bill had this wonderful way of making you feel sympathy for the character, and he also had this very dry wit that he would say something funny, but he wouldn't try to make it funny. He would probably crack a pun that Steve would do, but he wouldn't put the emphasis on it. If there was something involving fish, and it's sounds like fishy behavior to me, he would say it like it's, a regular line, like, I'm having coffee. And, yeah, as a kid, he was my introduction to the character of Dr. Banner, and I will go on record as saying, until I see something that succeeds him, he is still by far the best live-action portrayal of Dr. Banner. Ed Norton came really close, but I think if he'd been given more time to work with the character, he probably could have taken it places. Mark Ruffalo, I got no ill will against the guy, but to me, and this is just my opinion, to me that's not Banner. Banner has a sense of humor, but it's almost like he's trying to be Tony Stark light. And for me, that's not Banner. Banner does have a sense of humor, but like I say, it's like Christopher Reeve's Superman. It's very dry wit. He says a line without it trying to be funny. Thunderbird Firefly is saying, I hope Slimer is in it. It's not Ghostbusters without Slimer. I agree. But no, I think because I'm doing most of the writing thus far, I've going to be doing the writing for the Death of the Incredible Hulk a little bit more in depth. The writing for Trial of the Incredible Hulk is there, which actually featured the very first on-screen appearance of Daredevil by Rex Smith. And I will say, purely opinion-based, he actually does give a decent performance. And so does the guy who plays the Kingpin. Kind of
Which one are we talking about?
It's not one that you're familiar with. This is from the 1989 made-for-TV movie.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so you won't be familiar with him, but you hear this guy talk with this very slow cadence and this very eloquence, and the way he's always dressed in Armani suits with these wraparound late 80s shades. It's like, you're the Kingpin. You're Wilson Fisk. Other than that, how do I phrase this in the nicest way possible? When you make the 2003 movie look Oscar-worthy, you got problems. But, late 80s TV movie budget, there were restrictions they had to work with, but Bixby and Smith as Banner and Matt Murdock, respectively, they play those characters to a fine art. And unfortunately, we see one lady who... How do I phrase this? Imagine if Tia Leone and Megan Fox did the fusion dance. There's your acting capability.
Oh God! Okay, Megan Fox... Okay, listen. Nowadays, Megan Fox isn't too bad, but... Ooh, Tia Leone.
Yeah. Yeah, she... Let's just put it this way. Lydia is an untrained actress, and she would have sold these scenes better than Ellie Martinez.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Lids knows how to emote. She knows how to have enthusiasm. The girl was given a line, show emotion. Can you please get away from me? Literally like that.
Like, no, please, can you, emote, show emotion, please? There's more, like, you need to move your voice at least a little bit more than just a flat tone, trust me.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing the voiceovers for that. Once I've got Death of the Incredible Hulk finished, and I've got it the way I want it, that's when it'll be a case of get straight to the voiceovers and get both of them done in one go. And how I do the filming now, like I did with Liar Liar, Terminator 3 and Terminator 4, filmed all the live action sequences within one session. Because thankfully I didn't have too much live acting ones to work with. I only tend to put them in if I'm putting in something snarky. I'll give you an example, because obviously I don't want to spoil the whole script. Let me see. Season 16. Weird how we've gotten that far, considering I rebooted this series about 7 years ago. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this will work.
Oh.
Yeah, I put in another gag in there, but I might, if she's able, I might just acquire Wynn's services again. Oh, wait. Yes. I know I'm spoiling this now, but Liz will be doing jumping jacks at this. He'd be great in a lie detector test before. Can I watch?
That last one.
Because let's be fair, Lids, he would do that. Lids?
What?
Oh, you went mute for a second.
Oh, that was weird. No, but okay.
Yeah, because he would do that.
He kind of would.
He would.
But yeah, that's a minor little spoiler, and yeah, the bulk of it's. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's not Ellie Mendez. I make the comparison of what if Tia Leone and Megan Fox did the fusion dance. I'm not really spoiling, I'm just giving an opinion. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. When your acting skills and displaying emotional levels are on par with WWE's Eva Marie, then you're not going to be winning an Emmy or Oscar anytime soon. Unlike previous Hulk women cast members, Dubois is just dull and bland. Lee Purcell was good in the previous movie as Banner's love interest, whereas Martha here just doesn't sell it. Yeah, literally, her acting level is on par with Eva Marie.
Well, I'm assuming this woman probably knows how to tell the difference between a knee and an elbow. Yeah, that's right, I went there.
Eva.
Don't ask me. No, don't ask me for context. You figure it out.
But yeah. And then, after I get those done, because I think realistically, let me see. If I'm going to get those done, premiered for the 24th, yeah, I'll be working flat out to get the one-off return, well, the return of After Dark, just for this 1 year, and of course, Halloween nights, they're going to be the one where we go back to the regular time, well, the former time of 9 p.m. UK time, just for a fortnight, because it's what I'll be able to work with. It's kind of nice that links up that way. But yeah, I'll do something special for that night. And for those interested, I have a Batman manga graphic novel available on my eBay page. It might be of interest to Raiden as well. Hang on. Am I able to... Yeah, I've noticed it doesn't allow me to... Yeah, it's a weird thing in here. You can't really... If you're using Discord on your phone, you're able to quote it, but if you're trying to do it on desktop, it won't let you do it. Oh no, you can't, just reply. Actually, how much is that actually going for at the moment? I need to actually see this. Nobody's made any bids, but basically, well worth a look. It's actually the way the line art is done in a very similar way to Gotham Knight. Surprisingly well done. Hey, Ann Sherma, quick hello. No puns today. How long will that last? Well, yeah. We're at our end. Once again, folks, thanks for everyone for tuning in. And hopefully the audio was better this week. Because last week, technical problems. But if it's SKL without audio problems... It's not SKL. Just saying. And it's not SKL without Raiden slandering. It's like, yes. Yes. What am I good for? Do you really want me to answer that? No, not really. Until next week, folks. This is MJ Knight saying good night from the night.
Good night.
See ya.
Take care, everyone.
And buy Kaiju's comic.
And check out MJ Knight's Teespring page.
And my Shutterstock.
Follow Oni.
Go on.
And follow Oni Rikaku on Twitter and on Twitch.
Give him bits. Lots and lots of bits. Oh, yes, give me so many bits I won't know what to do with them. Fine. I will treat you to date night 45 times a year. Will you really now? I was like, oh no. MJ, why do you do this to me? Because it's funny. And because you do the same to me. That's true. That is true. See you around, folks.
See ya.
Bye.